welcome back to another episode of Kim Wilpon Crafts. I'm your girl, Kim Wilpon. Thank you so much for having me here today on my own YouTube channel. It's so nice. Today, we are talking about the Comeback Cardigan. Yeah, so let's break it down, yeah? So first and foremost, before we even start with any of like the yarn or the needles or any of that, or how it all went, I just want to say, I followed the directions to a T. To a T. I swear to her. I promised this to myself, and then I thought of it, and I just thought it was too good. Swear ter. Oh my god. I'm in a room laughing with myself, and I really hope that you are also laughing at this at home or in your office, in a cubicle somewhere nice and cozy. Or you're on a train going somewhere really wonderful and magical, and I just happen to be your like mid-travel entertainment. Yeah? Okay, cool. So, this is the Comeback Cardigan. I made it in a size medium. It is meant to be oversized, but it's really comfortable, and I got like the room in here. I had the right amount of yarn. They didn't suggest to knit it with 2 different colors. That was a choice I made. I'm heading myself. So I decided to knit the sweater with 2 different yarn colors. We've got, they're both Malabrigo Rasta. We've got the Oxido, which is like this like mixed variegated color, and the Belgian Chocolate, which is this like dark brown. And it's just really yummy, and I really like the 2 colors together. And I think I got this yarn on my mini moon in Woodstock. Yeah, so it's like nice to finally like get use for this yarn. And the squish, okay, I'm not a big fan of single ply. Let's start there. So the squish factor out of 10, I'd probably rate it like a 7 out of 10. Like there's definitely squish to it, like no doubt. But like after the Fiasco Farms, which was a clear 10 out of 10, and the sweater I just finished, which you'll see in the next one, that squish, like we'll talk about it then, but squish, you know what I'm talking about. It's fine. Like there's definitely squish, so it's above a 5, but it's not bringing the joy that I want out of a squishy experience. Warmth, now this is like very warm. It's thick, it's chunky yarn. It's like extra chunk. But it's nice because I even tried this after I finished it with another sweater underneath it, and I can wear another sweater underneath, so it can be like a layered piece, which I really like, because I don't really have a lot of those. So some notes, this cautionary tale about this cardigan and this pattern. Oh, I never even told you who the pattern was by. Oh my gosh, I'm a nutter. Give me a second. I can't believe I didn't write this in my notes. So the pattern is by Beata Jezek. It is a Hedgehog Fibers company pattern. Don't come for me, Hedgehog. I really like your yarn. I just don't love this pattern as much as I love your yarn. And I'm sorry to the designer. I mean, I like the pattern. Like, I like how it came out. There's just some things in it, and I'll explain. Cautionary tale, yeah? Okay, so it says it's really beginner friendly, and I disagree, to be frank. That actually really pains me to say, because I really like being so positive on this channel, and I really don't like saying when something is not beginner friendly, but they said it's very beginner friendly, and it's really not. I just knit another sweater in the next episode that's very beginner friendly, but it also has some problems, and I'll dive into that when we get there. But this pattern in particular, when you start at the neck here, and you knit them individually, and you sew them together, and then they've got 2 raw edges on there, and you've got to put everything on the holders, and then you got to pick up stitches and make it bigger. And I don't think a beginner knitter wants to do that in their first sweater. Like, I think it needs to be a lot more simple, and there's a lot of sweaters I've done that are very beginner friendly. I like a really simple sweater because I think that they're oftentimes really wearable, and I ultimately just want to wear my sweaters, which was what attracted me to this one to begin with. It reminded me of some other sweaters that I have and like and wear. So I just found that piece to be really disjointing. So that was one. The second bit was that you knit the back separately and then pick up and then knit each side separately. And that was fine. But when I said I follow this pattern to a T, I really meant that in the directions, right? So meaning that what I'm trying to get at is they didn't align. So from you need to like knit to like the armpit, it didn't align, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with this pattern because I'm doing the pattern as is. If they say to do something, I'm gonna do it. And if they had said in the pattern, add so it matches the back, I'd have been like, great, let's do that. But it didn't say that, so I went with the flow. But then it's just like, I feel like in the back there's just this like weird bulky bit here because it's just like long. It's like like mullet effect. It's like a little longer in the back, shorter in the front. You know what I'm saying? And I have some other stuff that I've done in the past that's like that, but that is intentional, and I didn't think this was intentional. And if I do this one again, now I know to follow my gut and to add more stitches in the front of the cardigan. So one of the only things that I really came up with that felt like an issue to me was nothing to do with the pattern itself. So those were like the two big things that I kind of were like, caution, caution. When I knew I was gonna do this episode about this cardigan, I was like, these are the things I need to caution. But now we're gonna get to the silly part of the video where I tell you about the most serious game of yarn chicken I have ever played in my life. I didn't have quite enough of the Rasta. I think when I was adding things in, I was making my tails too long because I was like just maybe a foot shy of exactly what I needed. And so I cut all those ends and then felted them all together in my hands, like spat and felted all of those little fibers into a bigger string of fiber so that I can get to the ribbing. But when I tell you I cut every single piece that I could, there was like inch-long pieces that I were like, it was maddening. I've actually never done that before. Like I've obviously felted yarn if I needed, played yarn chicken, whatever, but not like that. Like I was nervous. I actually was like, do I have to take out the other sleeve? I thought to myself like, oh, did I make it too long? But no, I followed 30 rows, and I was like, 30 rows, we did the 30 rows. And ultimately I just had to add 3 stitches of the Belgian chocolate into right before the ribbing on one of the sleeves. I don't know which one it is now. I think it's this one actually. I honestly can't tell because it wasn't really that big of a deal, but the yarn chicken was stressful and exhausting, but we made it, yeah? So to answer the question, would I recommend this sweater pattern for someone who is brand new to knitting sweaters? My answer is no. And if you do, I just say proceed with caution. I don't think that it is 100% beginner friendly. And as I said, there are many other patterns that I really feel like are beginner friendly and are easier to understand and slightly more accessible to everyone. So, but I really like this pattern, right? I just want to make sure that is clear. I like this pattern. I've been knitting for a long enough time to know that there are better patterns out there for beginner knitters, and so I don't think I would recommend this, but I really do love the pattern. I love how this came out. I'm excited to get to wear this fall and winter. I like the browns and the pinks. I think they go really well together. And I paired with this like cute little corduroy skirt and my little tights. But yeah, is it fashion show time? I think so. that's today's episode, the Comeback Cardigan by Beata Jezek. Thank you so much for watching today, and hi to my new subscribers. And I hope more of you subscribe, because a lot of you watch but don't subscribe, so do the thing. Do the thing. Do it now. Or don't do it, because honestly, I'm really just about like what's best for you. But I'm just saying, if you're watching with frequency and you're not subscribed, I think you might want to subscribe, because I'm coming out with more episodes. And that's really exciting. It's really fun to be back. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!